How's it going, fish people? This video is about water changes. This tank is a 90-gallon tank. It has not seen a water change in probably 5 months. I probably only do 2-3 water changes a year on this tank now. It's been up and running for over 3 years. When I first got the tank, I did do water changes once a week, and then I went to once every other week, then once a month, and now I'm here. I do have overfiltration in this tank. I have a canister that's meant for 120 gallon, which has nice filtration to it, and I also have another filter that's meant for a 90 gallon. So I do have overfiltration. I have, these are a pair of angels. They do breed. They had babies a couple months back. I have aughts in here too. They're a great algae eating cleanup crew. They do well for my plants. There are 6 of them. If you are planning on getting aughts, I recommend a minimum 6, and to have your tank up and running for at least a year with plants, so you have a really good survival rate. I have not lost a fish, and I don't even know how long, probably 2 years now. I'm also understocked, as you can see, in my 90 gallon, so that also helps with the little bit of water changes. There are trumpet snails in here. Let's see if I can find one, and rams. And they're all hiding, and they dig into the substrate. There's a trumpet right there. They're great snail for cleanups. I also got rams. Over here is my shrimp tank with some fish in there. I'm hoping they'll breed. There are some baby females. I did get them from a buddy. I do have shrimp in here. See if we can find some. There are quite a bit in here. It's just they all seem to be hiding. When I feed them, they'll come out. They're just your typical cherry shrimp. Do have driftwoods. Have a mannel shrimp. They like to hide in there. That's where all the babies come from. But yes, that's my 30 gallon. I haven't done a water change on that guy in probably also 4 or 5 months. And when I do water changes, it's only 10 to 15%. I don't want my tanks to go back to cycling. And this is my last tank. It's a 15 gallon. It also has cherry shrimp in it, and that is it. It's just cherry shrimp with some ram horn snails, and once again trumpet snails. Trumpet snails are in all my tank. I use no CO2, just lighting. My tank lights are on for 11 hours, 11 and a half hours a day. As you can see, algae is not an issue for me. The shrimp take care of that. And in this tank, which has no shrimp, the snails and the aughts take care of that. I do have a bristle nose. That's my video on water changes. After you have a well-established tank, from what I have experienced, it might be different for others, that you can get away with topping up the water with evaporation, as long as your tank's not overstocked and you have proper filtration. Like I said, for the first year I did do it on a weekly basis, and then every 2 weeks eventually, and then eventually three times a year. I'm not saying water changes are bad. Always check your parameters, because if something does spike, you do want to make sure your fish have the proper water that they can live in. Never fight what your water gives you, and know your water that you are putting in from your taps. Know how hard it is and the pH. and try to get the fish that suit your type of tap water. Fish are very strong species. They will adapt to a certain point. But yep, that's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's about water changes.